Good morning everyone, welcome back to Travel Spin. My name is Ariel and today I am going to take you on a resort tour of the Dinsey Saratoga Springs Resort. I hope you're all doing well. I hope that you guys enjoyed my videos of my first time ever at Universal Studios Orlando. I am tired today. This is a day that I am just going to spend at the resort in Disney Springs and just relax for a little bit before I have to get ready to do park by park for 5 days straight. I'm going to hit up all the parks. It's going to be crazy, but I'm going to be vlogging every day that I am in each park. So today I am, like I say, I'm just hanging out. I'm relaxed, I am makeupless because I am tired, but I am here to have some fun and show you guys around the resort. And as you can hear from that bugle call, I'm staying at a resort that is horse race themed. The Saratoga Springs Resort is a place that is actually pretty cool in United States history. So it is supposed to be based off of a real place called Saratoga Springs in New York. This place in the 1800s was the place to go because of their springs that they had throughout the area. Natural springs back then were thought to have healing and magical properties, so a lot of affluent, rich people in the Gilded Age loved to go to these places. Bathhouses were set up, and the other thing that rich people liked to do was bet on horse racing. So Saratoga Springs also became one of the most important places for horse racing history. So this resort is super cool because it focuses on horses and springs. You're going to find bubbling fountains and all kinds of water features, as well as adorable painted horses all throughout the resort. And today I'm going to take you along with me to give you a tour. If you guys are ready, let's go check it out. Saratoga Springs Resort is broken up into different sections: the carousel, the grandstands, the paddock, the springs, and Congress Park. The check-in area is located in the carriage house in the springs area, and each section has its own pool and laundry room services. My hotel room was located in the Congress Park area. Each section was decorated with a bit of Disney magic, while still sticking with the Saratoga Springs late 1800s color palette. Congress Park is also the section that is closest to Disney Springs. It's only a few short minutes walk away from the entrance. Each room can be unlocked with the My Disney Experience app or a magic band that is linked to your account. To open the door, simply open the My Disney Experience app and scroll down to your reservations section, and then click Unlock Door. Then hold your phone up to the door pad and the door will automatically unlock. You can also open it with a Disney World ticket in your Apple Wallet. When I entered the room, I found the kitchenette to the left of the entryway. It had a toaster, a coffee maker, and plenty of coffee and tea options. I must say that after this trip, I fell in love with Joffrey's coffee, and I have been disappointed in Starbucks ever since. The kitchenette also has a small sink with dish soap, a sponge, and a drying towel. The middle shelf has an ice bucket, can opener, bottle opener, paper towels, and a microwave. The top cupboard has extra paper towels, paper cups and to-go cups, plastic bowls, and plastic silverware. Under the coffee maker was a good-sized mini fridge that my family used during our whole trip to keep a case of water cold that we bought from a local grocery store. Turning to the right of the sink is the bathroom counter. It had H2O products, and underneath it had more towels and extra toilet paper along with Kleenexes. The bathroom was clean and had plenty of towels. However, I did wish that this had a walk-in shower with a seat and not a bathtub. But the shower had good water pressure, and having a wand was a nice touch. The closet was located to the left of the sink, and inside it had extra pillows and blankets, hangers, an ironing board, an iron, and a room safe. My room was a preferred 2-bed studio with 1 queen bed and a pull-down Murphy bed with a Disney Springs view. The bedroom was my favorite part about this location. I loved all of the elegant horse detailings, and the TV was welcoming my family to our new room, and that's why the name is blurred out on the TV. But having my name on the TV really did make me excited to be staying on Disney Resort property, and it was a really nice touch. These rooms also come with the Hey Disney, which is basically a Disney Alexa. I will explain more about this at the end of the video. The Murphy bed was easy to pull down with just one hand. Make sure that you move the coffee table before you do this though. I loved the paintings of the baby horse and its mother sleeping in the stable. And this bed also had a nightlight that you could turn on, and it looked like the stable lights were on. I slept in the Murphy bed during this trip, and it was surprisingly really comfortable, and this quickly turned into my favorite room. The best part about my trip was the view of Disney Springs right across the water. Make sure you stay till the end of the video if you would like to hear me go over some pros and cons about staying at this resort. But my favorite part about staying here was definitely the view of Disney Springs. I could have stared at this forever, and every morning I loved being able to open my curtains and just look across the water and the Florida blue sky at Disney Springs. Today we are staying at the Dinsey Saratoga Springs Resort, and I thought that you guys might like a tour because I have never been here before either. Now, this is a vacation club membership or resort, but I am not a Disney Vacation Club member. I actually rented points through a website that I will put down below right now because I can't remember the name of it because I am very tired from my Universal Studios trip. But the website was super seamless. I was able to rent someone else's DVC points, and that is how I was able to stay, and honestly, it was way cheaper. I spent less at this resort than I was going to at one of the cheaper Pop Century resorts for the amount of time I'm staying here. And that is one of the Disney secrets that people don't know. You can stay at these really nice resorts by renting somebody else's points. So if you do rent points from a DVC member, it does really help you save up for your Disney experience. You get to stay at these really deluxe resorts for a very good price, especially if you're staying multiple days like I am. And today I thought that we could just take a look at the resort, go to Disney Springs for a while, because this resort is actually connected quite close to Disney Springs. And I'm staying in a section called Congress Park, and Congress Park is a preferred spot because it is so close to Disney Springs. You just have to walk on a path, cross a bridge, and you go through security and you're there. And yeah, so today is going to be a little more relaxed of a day, but I hope that you guys will enjoy this tour of the Disney Springs Resort. Inside the gift shop, you can get all kinds of exclusive gear, including Vacation Club members things if you are a Vacation Club member, which I am not, so I won't be picking anything up today. But they have a lot of other really cool things as well. They also have a taste of the Disney 100th anniversary merchandise, which they have started rolling out here in Disney World. This foaming hand soap dispenser is so cute. I've always wanted one of those. It's actually not that expensive either. They also have some merchandise that is specific to Saratoga Springs Resort. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. This is a lounge fly. Oh man, this is really nice. The other thing about this hotel is huge. They have different sections of the resort that are all named different things, and I'm staying in Congress Park. So my family drove down here to Florida, so it's nice and convenient to have a car to be able to drive to and from the different restaurants. Like for instance, we went to the main lobby today and we got breakfast. And one of the best things about Disney now, starting just a couple months ago, they announced that parking is free again. So you no longer have to pay for parking if you stay on Disney property, and you also don't have to pay to park inside the theme park parking as long as you're staying at a Disney resort. And I am now back where my hotel room is in the Congress Park section of this resort. If you drive, it is very quick. It only took a couple of minutes, maybe 2 or 3. But I've got to tell you, after your feet are super sore, being able to just drive there, save a couple of steps because you know you're going to go to the park the next day is super helpful. One of the best parts about staying at this resort is that I ended up getting a preferred room. So I have a view of the waterway and Disney Springs. You can see Character's Flight is going up in the air. They've got ferries that'll get you to other resorts from this location. And all you have to do is walk down this pathway, and there's the ferry boat station if you'd like to take a ferry to other resorts. But all you have to do is keep walking and you just cross right there and you're into Disney Springs. So now that I've been back to my room, I reapplied sunscreen, we're gonna go over to Dinsey Springs and hang out there for a while. The last time I was here, there was major construction going on. Dinsey Springs had just been renamed, but they were not done fixing the entire location up to the way it is today. So this is going to be a very different view. I went over there really quick last night to get dinner, and I had no idea where I was, and I was super lost, and in the dark things do look different. So this is going to be my first fresh brain look at Dinsey Springs when I'm more awake and ready to have some fun. So my room is right here on the corner, and you cannot walk through the hedges. You have to go out and around, and then there's a pathway that goes that way, and then you come on down around, and you take this pathway right over to the ferries, and the Dinsey Springs is right there. So if you don't want to take a ferry, and you just walk straight ahead across a bridge, go through security, and you are in. I cannot get over the beautiful weather today. It is going to be in the high 80s, so it's a little bit hot, and I'm going to stay as long as I can and do a little shopping, not much, but I'm going to do a little bit of shopping and try to find something to eat for lunch. You do have to be careful though, so don't go wandering near the water's edge or along the grassy area, because this is Florida. There are gators and snakes, so just be careful when you're around this section. The fun thing about being down here is there is a lot of wildlife, so do be respectful to the birds and the animals. There's also a heron walking along. He's probably going for lunch. So the heron that I was just filming got lunch, and he found a clam, and I think his babies are nearby. See, there's the little one right there, and then the mom or the dad is over here cracking the shell open for the little ones. So you just keep walking along the path, and then here is the bridge, and if you want to go to the ferries, you just take this walkway down to the ferry section. Here is your entrance to the ferries. From here you can get to, you have to know the flag colors. So the one with the blue is going to our resort, the one I'm staying at, Dinsey Saratoga Springs. The one with the green is going to Disney's old Key West resort, and there are the times down there. The yellow flag is going to Disney's Port Orleans Riverside Resort, and the purple is going to Disney's French Quarter Direct. And the times for the ferry is from 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. So if you don't need to get on a ferry, you just keep on going past, following this pathway bridge, and then at the end of this, you'll hit security. This walkway also has speakers up in here, and it's playing some really good, like, kind of jazz music right now, which is really nice. It gets you in the very Disney theming mood. All right, so here we are. We are now in Dinsey Springs. So I have to put the camera away to go through the security, and then after that, I'll pick back up on the other side. The security entrance for the resort hotel that we were staying in is to the right of the Christmas store if you're staring at it from the front over here. So to the right is the entrance, and if you want to go leave this section, the exit is right around the corner of to the left of the Christmas store, and that's how you get out. And yes, they have a Days of Christmas store, so if you love Christmas, they've got you covered. A whole store dedicated to your favorite holiday. There are so many unique stores here in Dinsey Springs, like, for instance, the Lefties, the left-handed store. They have one of these in Pier 39 in San Francisco, but they have a little kiosk here of all your left-handed needs. I am still so tired from the 2 days at Universal that I got a Starbucks coffee. If you're looking for a Starbucks coffee here in Dinsey Springs, there is a kiosk, a very big one, right in between the two World of Disney entrances. And I got just a cold brew because I was dying, so I'm gonna go ahead and sip this, and then we're gonna go see what else we can see. guys for coming with me as I checked out Saratoga Springs Resort in Disney World. I really enjoyed my stay here, and I decided to make an outro way after I got home so I could talk about some pros and cons about the resort. The biggest pros I could say was the price point. Renting a DVC member's points really does help you save a ton of money for the amenities and the room that you get during your stay. I will have a follow-up video explaining everything and how I did that at the very end of my Disney World vlog series. But for now, I would say the best part was the price, and my room was really nice. It was clean. The other pro I had was the close proximity to Disney Springs because I was able to pick a preferred in this huge resort. I was the closest to Disney Springs area, and the walk was super easy, and I liked going over there a few different times just to get like coffee or breakfast or something different, or even dinner sometimes. So that was really convenient and nice. If you stay at the other parts of the resort, it's a lot longer of a walk, and most people take the bus from their original location to Congress Park bus stop, and then they walk from there to Disney Springs, and that of course is an option, but the buses come every 10 to 15 minutes, and they will make sure to drop you off along the resort route on your way to and from the parks, so you don't have to worry about that. But where I was staying, the convenience of being right near Disney Springs was really nice. So here's some cons I had about the resort. While the resort was really clean and really cute with all the paintings, it was a little bit dated. And by dated, I mean the electronic plugs options in the room were not very good. I was running into a lot of technical errors on my trip because I was running into, there just weren't enough plugs for me to be able to plug in all of my electronics and for my family to charge stuff. They had a few USB ports that were already really worn down, and they did not work. There were several of them that I would keep jiggling the cord, and they did not work for me. So one day you'll see coming up, when I went to Magic Kingdom, my batteries died, and I found out the reason that happened was because the electronic cord wasn't connecting the whole night. I watched it for a while, it was still connected, but sometime during the night, they must have disconnected, and I ended up running out of batteries, so the rest of that Disney trip to Magic Kingdom was filmed with my phone, which of course is fine. Technical difficulties happen to everybody, but I did want to say that was a con I ran into, where a lot of the electronic ports were not working properly, and that did cause an issue. There also were not enough plugs, period. I was unable to bring a power strip with me because the one I was planning on bringing last minute didn't work out right as I was leaving the morning of my trip. So I would recommend that if you ever go to a hotel, bring a power strip with you. I was the plan to, and it didn't work out, and then I really wished I would have bought one at the grocery store that I went to before I went to Disney Springs. However, I didn't have a problem charging my electronics at the newer resort, the Low Sapphire in Universal, because they had enough plugs for me to plug in my electronics and for everybody in the room to charge their phones and watches. So yeah, and the other thing about Disney is if you have a Magic Band Plus, that has to charge. So that was another thing. We were fighting over plugs. We were trying to charge our Apple Watches, our Magic Band Pluses, and then of course my camera equipment, and it just didn't work out. So that was the only biggest con. Other than that, I really liked the trip. Now there's one more thing I want to talk to you guys about, and that is the Hey Disney, or the Disney Alexa that they have put into a lot of their resort rooms. I personally loved this, but you do not have to use it. They have a switch, a toggle switch on there if you don't want the microphone on at all, or you can just unplug it if you don't trust it, period. I know some people don't like those being in their rooms, so if you walk in and you see it, just rip it, just unplug it right away, and that's that. So I enjoyed using this until we ran out of plugs, and I have sadly had to unplug the Hey Disney, because for the first 2 nights that we stayed there, we loved using it. We were playing fun trivia games. You can say like, hey Disney, like tell me a Disney fact, or you can play a trivia game with it, or it will give you like all the park hours and things like that. And it was really fun to use. And the other thing that I thought was the coolest and most unique experience that made it feel personal to me was every day that I set the alarm to go off in the morning, it knew which park I was scheduled by my reservation to go into the next day. First day we went to Epcot, and I asked, hey Disney, you know, set the alarm for 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever. and Rocket Raccoon woke us up. And then the next day we were going to go to Disney's Magic Kingdom, and I asked Disney to set the alarm again. And that morning, Mickey Mouse woke us up, and it took me a second to realize, oh my gosh, it knows what park I'm going to. So I was very excited to use it for the rest of our stay, but again, because of the poor electronical issues, we had to unplug it, and we weren't able to use it, which was a bummer because I was really enjoying the extra touch of Disney magic. So big tip here, make sure bring your own power strips because there will not be enough electronic plugs for you to plug your stuff in at the older Disney resorts. The only other con I would say I had was Disney is trying to do this thing where you don't have to go check in at the desk, at the welcome desk anymore. You just say you're here on the My Disney Experience app, and then you just go to your room and unlock the door. And while that's convenient, I didn't know anything about the resort, and I wished I did. I didn't realize how big it was when we drove there. It was at night. The sun was just setting, so I didn't get a good read on the situation of where we were staying. And I got no information. So in the morning when we woke up, we had no idea where to go or how to even get to the main lobby, get food. We didn't know where the pools were, or even if there were laundry services, where those were, that kind of thing. So we ended up going to the lobby, and then they gave us their welcome spiel, but it felt a little disconnected. So if you really like to check in, say hi to the cast members, understand where everything is right off the bat, just do it the old-fashioned way and go to the desk. I know that some people would probably have no problem with checking in on their phones and just going to their room, but I'm finding all of this electronic and not talking a little dispersonal for me, and it's becoming worse. I've noticed that people don't really want to talk to me anymore. Like, I will welcome them and they're like, you're talking to me. Like, don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to you. And it's just becoming so impersonal that I feel like we're not doing a good job at communicating anything anymore. So I found it more interesting for me that I felt disconnected. Like, I didn't feel like the Disney welcome was given because we didn't go to the lobby to check in. So yeah, I would just, if you really like to know where you're going from the first moment, make sure you go to the lobby, skip the electronic check-in, go to the lobby, get to know the cast members there, give your little welcome, and then go to your room that way. I wish I did that, and from now on I will make sure to do that. I just found it so dispersonal, and I wasn't a fan of that. Maybe I'm just old school and I like talking to people still, but yeah, it was a little weird. But other than that, I still had a really fun time. Setting up the electronic Disney Plus band was easy. I went over to Disney Springs and bought one, so when I came home, I set it up. I'm gonna have a video explaining all of the Disney Genie and Disney Plus stuff after my trip. I will have a separate video talking about the pros and cons of Disney pre-pandemic and Disney after pandemic, because I've been there for both, and I'll talk about what I liked and what I didn't like. I try to keep it real here on the channel. Not everything always has to be perfect, and that's okay. I think that businesses and people have room for improvement, and it's not a bad thing if they try something and it doesn't work. It's okay. How many people have tried something in their own houses and it didn't work? We just didn't have 50 million people on the internet telling us how stupid we were for trying something that didn't work. I think that's the main thing that I'm realizing is if you make a mistake online, you're done. Like, people think you're just dumb. They write you off as it's not even worth my time anymore, which is really weird. It's okay to try new things, and it's okay to admit when things don't work out. So yeah, I'll have a video explaining the pros and cons of my Disney trip. But I still had a blast, and I have more videos coming up. So if you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you feel like watching more videos like this. The next video will be Epcot, and my first time back for a long time, and I will be there during the Flower and Garden Festival. So it was really fun to do some filming there. And then after that, it'll just be park to park all the way through. And then I have some very exciting stuff planned for my local location where I live for the summer. So thank you guys again so much for coming with me, and I hope to see you real soon here on Travel Spin. Bye, everybody.